microphones off. So, welcome to episode 14th on the Prime Show with Kwabena Agyemang on YouTube on the 10th anniversary season. My name is Kwabena Agyemang, my anchor host. Thanks for joining us on this evening. Well, things are going on with the FIFA World Cup, and except for the controversy at the end. So, bear with me as we go on recap review on the round 16 to take a look on the final scores. Here we go. Canada versus Morocco, 0-3 on July 4th. Morocco moves on. Canada is going home. Paraguay and France, 0-1. France is moving on. Now with the July 5th, Brazil versus Norway, 1-2. So Norway's in. Mexico versus England, 2-3. England is in. With the July 6th, Portugal versus Spain, 0-1. USA versus Belgium, 1-4. Spain and Belgium have all moved on to the quarterfinals. Now, with July 7th, those two remaining, Argentina versus Egypt, 3-2 on July 7th, and Switzerland versus Colombia, with no scores, and does the penalty 4 for Switzerland and 3 for Colombia. So Switzerland is the last spot to qualify for the quarterfinals. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to point out with the Paraguay versus France, that was a foul, and Paraguay did a dirty work to the France, and people in Paraguay, fans, were livid, including President, was out of control and out of line to the team, France soccer team, including Kylie Mbappe, was absolutely uncalled for. Uncalled for. And yeah, the FIFA referee did pull up a yellow card for that foul. And man, he did push Mbappe like he's trying to do something, which is inexcusable. Inexcusable act. Man. And I'm glad France has packed it up with Paraguay and sent them home as France move on to quarterfinals. And, oh boy, the controversy. Argentina versus Egypt. Egypt deserves better, but unfortunately, that foul was outlined by the referee, and this corruption of FIFA is something else. It's something else that using the agenda with that red card for that foul and ejected with an Egypt player, that was brutally unfair for Egypt. And Argentina gets a free pass. And Egypt got fouled by Lionel Messi. What? 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 My God. My God, that was foul and wrong. That was foul. That was foul. And unfortunately, Egypt deserves better to be in the quarterfinals. Looks like Argentina wins 3-2. And Egypt are very pissed off and very angry with this controversy foul. That wasn't foul. That wasn't foul. That wasn't blatant foul. That wasn't bogus foul to Messi. That was a referees have screwed up using that president's playbook to follow that villain DJT steps and turns to crap like DJT's destroying America. The level of corruptness of this man, my God, is a whole new level. Whole new level. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into the Argentina anymore, so say whatever you want as Argentina moves on to the quarterfinals. I hope one of these teams can beat Argentina and never mention Leon Messi to make it to the finals. And it will be a shocker in the world, a shocker to find to send a message with Argentina's message to the world. It'll be a eye, eyes wide open, shocking that this world of Argentina and Lionel Messi has something. So that's all the results on the recap review of the 2026 FIFA World Cup round of 16. The next one is the quarterfinals. So we'll get to the season finale of the Provincial Kwabena Agyemang for the semifinals and moving to the biggest finale of FIFA World Cup 2026 will take place in New York, New Jersey Stadium on July 18th before July 19th ends this FIFA World Cup. So tune in next Friday for the season finale of the 10th anniversary season as we close out for the 10th anniversary season next Friday, right here on the Punch Show with Kwabena Agyemang on YouTube. So that's all the recap and review of the FIFA World Cup for the round 16 and the quarterfinals. So I'll get to you in the semifinals plus the final for next Friday on the season finale. Okay? Now, the Calgary Stampede. The second event is Calgary Stampede. How's everything? And by the way, you enjoyed the pancakes in the morning and you enjoyed the concerts, having good time. I wish I was there. Unfortunately, I didn't come for my personal reason that I've lost. It will haunt me for the rest of my life. My car, my friendship with my brother Kofi, and my former Buick Vision is gone. All my momentum, my reputation, and my dreams is ruined. Plus the movie of Snow White, the live action, Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadget. I took an eye test it and I was completely wrong. It was awful. Very awful. And now it's a box office bomb for Disney's live action, The Snow White. Without the title Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, it's a huge blow for Disney under Bob Iger. That will haunt me for the rest of my life. In a worse way. to ruin my joyful moment and my dignity and my reputation is gone. And I left Alberta in favor of my return to Ontario because I chose Ontario over Alberta for my reasons. Because it deserves better for my second chance to breathe a new life of of the new version of Kwabena Agyemang. Out with this me, the old version of Kwabena Agyemang is dead. Into a new version of Kwabena Agyemang is here, right here in Brampton, Ontario, Canada. Now we have FIFA World Cup here in Ontario, and so is Vancouver. Now with the big city that I returned since 2023 when I left Ontario in favor of Alberta, and I stayed for 1 year and a half, almost 2 years. I finally left with the whole debacle on March 2025. All hell breaks loose and went downhill to my fall of my career as a YouTuber, content creator, and my former workplace in UPS for 6 years. Coming to an end with this whole thing. And I regret it. I will never come to Alberta under any circumstances. Not forever, but under any circumstances in the years to come. Under any circumstances. Okay, so I said enough with Alberta that I stay for a year, almost 2 years, and the Calgary Stampede. This year, I didn't. Last year, I did. So I'm sorry. I wish I could be there, but unfortunately, for my personal reason, I can't. I can't. So maybe next year or in upcoming years to come, 2028, 2029, when when everything is settled, then I'll consider to see you next year or 2028 or 2029. When I'll be there, then I'll bring into the coverage of the Calgary Stampede right here on the Pie Show. But right now, this year, things things are went bad for Canada and North America, United States and Mexico. Not very good. No, no. So sorry Calgary and sorry Edmonton and sorry Alberta. I could be there, but I chose Ontario over Alberta. And this is my home. Am I born and raised in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, that I never left. I always come I always come back to rebuild myself, to rebuild my career, to rebuild the future here in the province of Ontario, Canada. Capital city of Ottawa and the capital of province is is Ontario, and capital of downtown city is Toronto. Toronto, yes. Capital Ontario is Toronto. Capital city is Ottawa. I promise you that. So, hope you enjoy the Calgary Stampede this year. And my tip cap to the Calgary Cowboys and all the wonderful event and wild fun success. And also stay hydrated and be safe because it's getting heat out there. With the weather, 30 degrees is out of control. So make sure to drink some water, juice, or cold iced beverage to keep it cool and stay alive. All right? Okay. Now we're gonna stop right there and pause for a break. When we come back on the second half, you need to go see the movies, the Nespresso event called the Coffee Room. It takes place in downtown Toronto, Queen Street, from July 9 to 12. And basketball, the Toronto Raptors have finally reunited with Kawhi Leonard with the trade from the Los Angeles Clippers, and Kyle Lowry retires after 20 NBA seasons. Don't go anywhere right after this on the Prime Show. Right back, and thanks for watching on the first half. A glass of water I need to drink. We can welcome you back to the second half on the Prime Show with Kwabena and Agyemang, Friday, July 10th, and part of back episodes on this 14th episode, nightly on the Prime Show with Kwabena and Agyemang Friday night. As we into the second half, let's get on to the movies you need to go see in theaters. Evil Dead Burn. Evil Dead Burn, yeah. It's another horror sequel movie. And Moana, live action, comes from the animated Moana, now into a live action film. Dwayne Johnson, is in live action Moana. So see these two in theaters, Evil Dead Burn and Moana, on Cineplex, AMC Theaters, and Cineworld and Odeon Cinemas. Cineplex in UK, AMC Theaters in US, and UK for Cineworld and Odeon Cinemas. And leave a comments down below. How was your movie and what did you think of it? All right. I have another event. Is the Nespresso Coffee Room will take place in Toronto, downtown Toronto in Queen Street West from July 9 to 12. And I'm going to be there. So, starting with Thursday and Friday, I'll be there for the Coffee Room event. And if you find me, come see me in the Nespresso, the Coffee Room event is in Queen Street West, where the building between Queen Street West, closer to downtown Toronto. Come hang out by seeing me, and I'll be happy by you liking this video or share it on social media at the Pine Show, not the underscore, because I got rid of the underscore. So now it's at the Pine Show. So, last one is yes, Toronto Raptors have finally come home with reunited with Kawhi Leonard, a 2019 NBA championship and MVP, plus the iconic buzzer beater beating the 76ers, Philadelphia 76ers 92-90 in Game 7, perfect fashion in one of the most unforgettable game finishers moments in sports history, and without ever doubt the greatest franchise in the history of Toronto Raptors was Kawhi Leonard deliver a game-winning shot, buzzer beater, to end the dreams of Philadelphia 76ers 92-90. And Raptor fans will never forget. And now Kawhi Leonard, few years later, Kawhi is back to Toronto with the trade from the Los Angeles Clippers. And man, it's going to be a huge lineup threat for the Eastern in the NBA, Eastern Conference. It's going to be a huge stacked roster for the Toronto Raptors in favor of rebuilding. So, you got RJ Barrett, Scotty Barnes, Kawhi Leonard. Who else? Can we get DeMar Wilson? Maybe. Maybe DeMar Wilson will have big talks if they allowed to come back with DeMar Wilson to the Raptors. Will he do it? Only time will tell. So I'm happy for Kawhi Leonard. My man. Oh, man. My man. Yes. Everybody in Toronto, people in Toronto are jump up for joy and excited for Kawhi Leonard is back in action with Toronto Raptors for this year 2026 and 2027 season as the NBA begins on September or October 2026. And I can't wait to see Kawhi Leonard with people standing ovation for Kawhi Leonard's return to Toronto. It's going to be a remarkable moment that Kawhi Leonard will always welcome to the Raptors and thank for the franchise that Kawhi Leonard saved the Raptors franchise with the championship and the MVP and brought into a new city of Toronto that helped with the FIFA. Thank Kawhi Leonard. Thank him for all he has done and help to rebuild for the Toronto Raptors, including former owner Masai Ujiri and former coach Nick Nurse. Right now is a new different owner and a new different coach that finally got the extension, and they deserve it a whole lot of better to stay with the organization for the Raptors franchise in basketball for the NBA. So they got a new agent and their eligibility to sign a new deal with two year contract for $1,127,000,000. $127.5 million for 2 years. And Kawhi Leonard is going to agree with it. All right. Now with the Raptors for Kawhi Leonard, Kyle Lowry is officially retired. So Kawhi Leonard and Kyle Lowry are same friends as we thank Lowry, Kyle Lowry for 20 years in the NBA season has coming to an end for Kyle Lowry's incredible run of this game. And he will be in office with the WNBA organization, Toronto Temple. And he's going to do a lot of great things in Toronto Temple, helping to shape women and to bring up the enthusiastic for women and bring up the energy for WNBA, including Toronto Temple in the organization. So Kyle Lowry, my man, thank you, man. Thank you. As a Raptors set foot in this building for seasons, Kyle Lowry deserves in the future Basketball Hall of Fame. Maybe people in the comments that Kyle Lowry deserves to be in a future Hall of Fame, Basketball Hall of Fame, that Kyle Lowry deserves all the credit for he's done to contribute to the NBA for years of 20 years. 20 seasons in 20 years in the NBA. Kyle Lowry deserves to be in the future Hall of Fame, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Kyle Lowry, best of luck in the Toronto Temple in the organization office. And thank you, Lowry. And have all the fun you want, Kyle Lowry, in your retirement, my man. And soak it all in. All right. Well, that is it. That's all I have on the cue card right now as we conclude the part of back to back 3 new episodes for 12 and 14th on the Pride Show with Kwabena and Agyemang, closing the episode 14th, Friday, July 10, 2026, on this nightly evening from 7 to 9. Well, thank you to the fans. Thank you for watching in a back-to-back episodes. And we'll see you for the season finale next Friday on July 17th for the Prime Show with Kwabena and Agyemang as we close out the 10th anniversary season. Plus, we have a one special musical guest at the end that you don't want to miss it. So follow me on the social media at the Prime Show _ and Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. Not the underscore. I meant the Prime Show. At the Prime Show. My name is Kwabena Agyemang. Have a great weekend and take care of yourself and stay safe and stay hydrated. Bring extra water, extra cold water, and extra beverage to stay hydrated and stay alive. Don't pass out before. Call an emergency before you do something even worse with a heat wave to combat these. So make sure to bring sunscreen when you go for a pool or go to the to the lake and bring some cooler and add to the ice beverages, juices, and waters. And stay hydrated and stay safe as you enjoy the weekend throughout the summer season. Alright. Bye, everybody. Fare thee well. Good day. Good night, everybody. From Brampton, Ontario, Canada. See you episode 15 on the season finale.